This is Josh from Leet Dev, where our goal is to explain Leetcode problems as simple and concise as we can. Today we're going to answer the question, longest substring without repeating characters. In this video, we'll learn another crucial algorithm that we'll be adding to our toolset that will come in handy in cracking your next coding interview. So without wasting any time, let's get started. Given a string s, we want to find the length of the longest substring without any repeating characters. What this means is, for example, given this string right here, we have an output of 3, and the answer is ABC. But alternatively, it could also be BCA. As you can see, there's another B right here, which would be a repeating character. And also, CAB is also another valid answer, and another one is ABC. That's why we have an output of 3. In example 2, we have a string of B's, which would give us the longest substring of B. In example 3, we're given this string. One thing the example tells us is that the answer is WKE with the length of 3, and PWKE, which is PWKE, is not answered because it is a subsequence and not a substring. So we only want continuous strings, which in this case is WKE. And of course, in example 4, we're given an empty string, which would give us 0. Makes sense. So let's figure out how we can solve this problem. The first way of solving this problem is to use a brute force strategy. We can check every substring to see if they are valid, and we'll keep track of the longest string we find. For example, we start at I, at A, and then we have J. And we just check every substring as we iterate through our string, AB, ABC, ABA, and so on and so forth. And we would check every single of these substrings using a set to keep track of any duplicates that we encounter. If we don't encounter a duplicate in the string, then it is valid, and we keep track of the length of that substring to be our max value. Otherwise, we skip it and we continue searching alone. This would give us a runtime of O of n cubed, because we need to scan through all of the I elements, which is O of n, and for every I element, we scan through another O of n j element. And then finally, to check all of the substring in between I and j, we need to do another scan, which gives us another O of n. So O of n times O of n times O of n gives us O of n cubed. The spacetime complexity of the solution, would it be O of n? Because worst case scenario, we need to store all elements inside the given string. Now, O of n cubed is pretty big, so let's see if we can do better. As mentioned before, unfortunately, having a O of n cubed solution just won't cut it in an interview. You'll get asked to see if you can do better. Luckily, we can. And we can by building up from our naive solution. Instead of checking each substring to see if they have unique characters, we can actually just move that set up and use it as we build our string. For example, instead of checking if the substring ABC is unique, we can just build that set while iterating through our J loop. And then when we move to ABCA, we just check to see if A is in our set. And if it is, we break from our J loop and move our I index to the next one and repeat the cycle. This will save us O of n, because we no longer have to scan through all the substrings between I and J. Another optimization that we can do is as follows. Another optimization that follows is, notice that when we find our first duplicate, for example, when we get to ABCA, we would start over and we would move B over here, and then we would start our nested for loop over again, checking the substring B, BC, BCA. Well, in this example, we don't really need to start our J over. We already know that there are no duplicates for our next I value up until J. So instead of starting over, if we can just continue where we left off, this would help us save another O of n runtime. And this is the intuition behind the sliding window algorithm. The sliding window algorithm is an array algorithm that uses 2 pointers to keep track of a range that meets a certain condition. In this case, our condition is that our substring has unique characters. When our condition is true, then we move our right pointer until it is no longer true. And then when the condition is false, we move our left pointer until the condition becomes true. And we continue doing this until we reach the end of our array. One powerful benefit of using this is that we can skip making redundant checks to every substring when we know they won't work, bring us from a O of n squared runtime down all the way to a O of n runtime. Now that's powerful. Now let's go through a quick walkthrough of our example with the sliding window algorithm. Now back to our example problem, we're going to use the sliding window algorithm. Remember, our condition is that our substring has unique characters. If our condition is true, we would move our right pointer, which is j, until our condition becomes false, which then we move our I pointer until the condition becomes true again. We have a set that we will use to store all of the unique characters that we encounter, identify if our condition is true or not. And of course, we have an answer variable that will store the length of the longest substring without repeating characters. So to start off, we have I and j. Currently, our set is empty, so we have a substring of unique characters, so we will move our right substring. We are at index 0, 0, and we have a. So let's add a into our set. And because a has unique characters, we will continue moving our right pointer to b. We see that b is in our set, so we add it, and we continue along. C, same thing. Oh, we're also updating our answer, so right now our answer is 2. And we continue along, and now we're at C, also not in the set. So we add it in, and then we update our answer to be 3. And then we move along, and then we reach A, B, C, A. And this is the first point where we have a duplicate in our set, the A specifically. At this point, now that our condition is no longer true, we need to make it true again by moving our left pointer, which is I. So we would move I to B, and then we would also remove A from our set because it is no longer part of the range that we're looking at. And now that we move the left pointer and our condition is true again, we resume looking at our set at our right pointer, and we see that A is no longer in the set, so we add it back in. And then we continue moving it. We reach B. Once again, we see that B is a duplicate in the set, and that's not allowed. So we move our left pointer until B is gone. So we remove the left pointer, remove B, and now our left pointer is at C, CA, and we resume our algorithm. Once again, B is no longer in the set, so we add it back in, and updating our answer, which is still 3, so we don't do anything. And we just kind of continue on doing this. Move to C, find a duplicate, condition is false, so we move our left pointer to A and remove that from our set. Now that C is no longer in the set, our right pointer can add it back in, and then we continue moving along. We find B. B's in the set, so we move I out, and we see that, and we remove A from our set. Now we're at B. Because B is still in the set, we need to move our I again. And we will remove B once again from our set. And now that we have unique characters again, we can continue moving our right pointer. Or we add B specifically first, and then we move our right pointer to another B, which then makes our substring no longer true. So we move our left pointer to the next value. We see another, we take C out of our range. So now we're back at B. Once again, B is a duplicate. So we move this again. And now B is no longer in our set. And now we can start moving our right pointer again. Our right pointer adds the B back in the set. Specifically this B, not this B, which we were at before. And then we move I to the end, or J to the end. And then since we've reached the end of our array, we have our answer, which is 3, which we calculated earlier on. And that is how we would use the sliding window algorithm. Now let's see a live code example. Let's get started. The first thing we need to do is we need to define our variables, specifically our set, our answer, our left pointer, and our right pointer. Since we'll be moving our right pointer, we want to keep running our sliding window algorithm until our right pointer reaches the end of the array, or string in this instance. Now, while going through our array, there'll be two things that we'll be doing. There is the case where our condition is true, which in this instance is when our set has unique characters. So in this instance, we're looking at our right pointer. We're looking at the character at right, which is currently at index 0. And if our set does not contain this character, that means that we have a unique character, and we can add it to our set and continue parsing through our string. And while we're also doing this, we can update our answer variable if we have a value that's better than our existing one. And we do that by using the size of our set. And then, of course, we increment our right pointer. So in this example, we would start at left equals 0 and right equals 0. Because A is not inside our set, we add it in. And we check our answer to see if 0 is bigger than the size of our set, which is the number of unique characters that we have, which is 1, and it is less. So we update our answer to be 1. And then we increment our right index, be 1. And we continue this algorithm. We add B in. We update our answer to be 2. We move to C, ABC. Add C into our set because it's unique. Update our answer to be 3 because 3 is bigger than 2. Then we increment our right pointer, our right index, and then now our condition is no longer true, and we have to do something else. So, like we talked about earlier, if our condition is false, we would remove the character on our left index, and then increment it forward by 1. So following that logic, we would first remove the character in our set that our left index is currently at, which is A. Then we increment our left pointer. Now our set no longer has A, and so because it no longer has A, we can add A back in. We compare to see if BCA is larger than our biggest answer, which is 3. It's not, they're the same. And then we move our right pointer 1 more. And this algorithm basically goes exactly like we talked about in our example walkthrough, so I won't go through the whole process again. So at the end, we eventually make it to the end of our our string with our right pointer. And then all we need to do is return our answer. Now let's submit our answer and see how we do. And there we go. And that's how we would solve the longest substring without repeating character problem. Hopefully now you have a good idea of how to use the sliding window algorithm. Now, if you like this video, please like and subscribe to get weekly updates. Otherwise, if you have any questions or comments, leave it in the comments below. Bye, and have a nice day.